Om Vishnu Pada Panamahamsa Parirajakcharya Ashtadara Sata Shri Srima His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai ISKCON Founder Acharya His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnu Pada Panamahamsa Parirajakcharya Ashtadara Sata Shri Srima His Divine Grace Shri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasade Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gaur Gopinam Shyamakam Radhakum Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Shri Mayapur Dham Ki Jai Shri Jagnapuri Dham Ki Jai Ganga Mai Chamuna Mai Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Tulsi Devi Ki Jai Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Transcendental Book Distribution Ki Jai Transcendental Prasadam Distribution Ki Jai Harinama Sankirtan Ki Jai ISKCON Youth Gadam Ki Jai Nitai Gaura Pramanandi Haribo Haribo Oh, glories to the Sambodhi Bodhis, Hare Krishna. Oh, glories to the Sambodhi Bodhis, Hare Krishna. Oh, glories to the Sambodhi Bodhis, Hare Krishna. Oh, glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devin Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Utitrayet Nasta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Utamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, chapter 9, text number 26. Actually, there's no purport for the text number 26. So I will just read text number 26 by myself, both the Sanskrit and English translation, and we will do text number 27 together. Okay, text number 26. Tatapi nata manasya nata nataya nahitam paravare yata rupe janiyante tvarupina. Translation. In spite of that, my Lord, I am praying to you to kindly fulfill my desire. May I please be informed how, in spite of your transcendental form, you assume the mundane form, although you have no such form at all. So text number 27. Let's chant this Sanskrit words together. Yatatma Maya Yogena Nana Shakti Upabrimhitam Vinumpam Visrijam Grinam Biprat Atmanam Atmana Yatatmamaya Yogena Nana Shakti Upabrintam Vinumpam Visrija Grinam Vipra atmana atmana Yatatma maya yogena Nana shaktyu pabrinhitam Virumpam vishdinjangrinam Vipra atmana atmana Yatatma maya yogena Nana shaktyu pabrinhitam Virupam vishdinjangrinam Vipra atmana atmana Mataji's. Yatha, as much as Atma, Om, Maya, potency, Yogena, by combination, Nana, various, Shakti, energy, Upabrihitam, by combination and permutation. Vinu avidumpam, in the matter of annihilation. Vishrijam, in the matter of generation. Grinam, in the matter of acceptance. Viprat, in the matter of maintenance. Atmanam, Om Self. Atmana, by the Self. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation, and please inform me how you, by your own self, manifest different energies for annihilation, generation, acceptance, and maintenance by combination and permutation. Purport. The whole manifestation is the Lord Himself by diffusion of His different energies only, namely the internal, external, and marginal, just as the sunlight is the manifestation of the energy of the sun planet. Such energy is simultaneously one with and different from the Lord, just as the sunshine is simultaneously one with and different from the sun planet. The energies are acting by combination and permutation by the dictation of the Lord. And the acting agents like Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva are also different incarnations of the Lord. In other words, there is nothing but the Lord, and still the Lord is different from all such manifestive activities. How it is so will be explained later on. Om Jnana Timinandasya Gyananjana Shanakaya Chakshu Uminitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Mano Pishtan Stapidam Yena Bhutale Svayanupa Kadamahyam Tadati Swam Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padagamanam Shri Gurung Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sakrachatam Sahagana Rakunata Vitam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savatutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Narita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Chakapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastude Tapta Kamchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavan Nishmari Rishabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakaupatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishvanebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadhatra Shri Vasade Gola Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Yathatma Maya Yogena Nana Shaktu Pabrinhita Vinupam Vishrijan Grinam Vipra Atmanam Atmana. Translation again. And please inform me how you, by your own self, manifest different energies for annihilation, generation, acceptance, and maintenance by combination and permutation. So, in this chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Sukadeva Goswami is telling Maharaj Parikshit the stories of Lord Brahma's meeting with Lord Vishnu. So, from the navel of Lord Vishnu sprouts a lotus flower, and on top of that lotus flower, Lord Brahma was born. And it is all dark. So Lord Brahma started to climbing up and down the stems of the lotus flower, try to find out his source. While he was doing like that, he heard a sound, 2 syllables, tapa. So as soon as he heard that tapa, this sound, so he immediately sat down on the lotus flower and started to meditate. So he has meditated for 1,000 celestial years. That's for a long time. We have a saying in China that 天上一天，人间一年. That means one day on the heavenly planet is 1 year on this earthly planet. Something like that in Chinese, So, so Lord Brahma, he meditated, practiced severe austerity for 1,000 celestial years. So 1,000 times 1, that's a very long time. Oh my God, it's a very long time. Yeah. And then Lord Vishnu, he's really very pleased with his austerity. So Lord Vishnu personally appeared before him and showed him the Vaikuntha Loka also. Not only that, Lord Vishnu started to shake his hand. Lord Vishnu is so pleased with him, he started to shake the hand of Lord Brahma. Imagine, the Supreme Personality of God comes to this temple and shake our hands. That will be really, really, very, mind-blowing thing, Yeah. But Krishna is so pleased with the austerity of Lord Brahma that he personally come and talk to him and shake his hands. So here in today's verse is the dialogue between Lord Brahma and Lord Vishnu. Actually, this verse is speaking by Lord Brahma. So Lord Brahma, he's saying that, and please inform me how you, by your own self, manifest different energies for annihilation, generation, acceptance, and maintenance by combination and permutation. Srila Prabhu, he wrote, very nice purport as usual. Prabhu, he was saying, the whole manifestation is Lord Krishna by diffusion of his different energies only, namely the internal, external, and marginal. Just as the sunlight is the manifestation of the energies of the sun planet, such energy is simultaneously one with and different from the Lord, just as the sunshine is simultaneously one with and different from the sun planet. So it reminds me the teachings of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Because we all know that the teachings of Lord Chaitanya's philosophy is achinta abheta tattva, simultaneously one with and different. So in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, chapter 2, text number 37, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada, he was saying, the Lord is the reservoir of all cosmic manifestation, animate and inanimate. The advocates of Vishishtadvaita Vada philosophy explain the Vedanta Sutra by saying that although the living entity has two kinds of bodies, subtle, consisting of mind, intelligence, and force ego, and the gross, consisting of 5 basic elements, means earth, water, air, fire, ether. And although he thus lives in 3 bodily dimensions, gross, subtle, and spiritual, he is nevertheless a spiritual soul. Similarly, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who emanates the material and spiritual worlds, is the Supreme Spirit. As an individual spirit soul is almost identical to his gross and subtle bodies, so the Supreme Lord is almost identical to the material and spiritual world. The material world, full of conditioned souls trying to lord it over matter, is a manifestation of the external energy of the Supreme Lord. And the spiritual world, full of perfect servitors of the Lord, is a manifestation of his internal energy. Since all living entities are minute sparks of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is the Supreme Soul in both the material and spiritual worlds. The Vaishnava following Lord Chaitanya stress the doctrine of Achintya Beta Abheta Tattva, which states that the Supreme Lord, being the cause and effect of everything, is inconceivably simultaneously one with his manifestation of energy and different from them. Just like, there's an example for this. Just like Prabhu usually gave an example. Just like an owner of a factory, he owns the whole factory. And at the same time, he's different from each, workers of the factory. There are a lot of workers in his factory. So the owner of the factory, he is now different from the whole factory. But still, different workers and the owner, are different. It's like that, right? And in the preface of this chapter of the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srila Prabhupada, he also said, one second, Yeah, Prabhupada, he said, Prabhupada, he also said nicely about this Achinta Beta Beta Tattva philosophy. Prabhupada, he said here, Lord Chaitanya therefore teaches direct worship of Lord Krishna, who appear as the foster child of the king of Raja. He also teaches that the place known as Vrindavan is as good as Lord Krishna, because Lord Krishna, being the absolute truth, there's no difference between him and his name, quality, form, pastime, entourage, and paraphernalia. That is the absolute nature of the personality of Godhead. And then, Prabhupada, he continues, said here in the preface of this second chapter of the Adi-lila, Lord Chaitanya's teachings are identical to those given by Lord Kapila, the original propounder of Sankhya Yoga. The Sankhya system of philosophy, this authorized system of yoga teaches meditation on the transcendental form of the Lord. There is no question of meditating on something void or impersonal. When one can meditate on the transcendental form of Lord Vishnu, even without practicing involved sitting postures, such meditation is called perfect Samadhi. That this kind of meditation is perfect Samadhi is confirmed as the end of the 6th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, where Lord Krishna says that of all yogis, the greatest is the one who constantly thinks of the Lord within the core of his heart, with love and devotion. So, on the basis of the Sankhya philosophy of Achintya Beta Tattva, which maintains that the Supreme Lord is simultaneously one with and different from his creation. Lord Chaitanya taught that the most practical way for the mass of people to practice Sankhya Yoga meditation is simply to chant the holy name of the Lord. He taught that the holy name of the Lord is the sound incarnation of the Lord, and that since the Lord is the absolute whole, there is no difference between his holy name and his transcendental form. Thus, by chanting the holy name of the Lord, one can directly associate with the Supreme Lord by sound vibration. As one practices chanting this sound vibration, one passes through 3 stages of development: the offensive stage, the cleaning stage, and the transcendental stage. In the offensive stage of chanting, one may desire all kinds of material happiness, but in the second stage, one becomes clear of all material contamination. When one is situated on the transcendental stage, one attains the most coveted position, the stage of loving God. Lord Chaitanya taught that this is the highest stage of perfection for human beings. So there are a couple more minutes left. So I will take this opportunity to share one of my realization of book distribution recently. Actually, yesterday, I went to Culver City to distribute book because there was a farmer's market at the Berkeley. So I went there and I set up my book table at near a restaurant in between Culver Boulevard and the main boulevard. Yeah, right next to the restaurant. And I start to distribute book. But suddenly one elderly lady, she walked up to my book table and said, "Hey, you are not allowed to set up your book table here." And I asked her, "Why? This is a public place. Why I cannot?" And she said, "You will see. You will see." So immediately I got the feeling that she is going to call up the police and get on my case like that, But I continue my service of the, distributing books. And after about 20-30 minutes, 3 police officers came, 1 lady and 2 gentlemen. Yeah. So one of the gentlemen, policemen, he is very polite. He said, "Are you part of this market?" Of course, I told him frankly, "No, I'm not." And then he said, "Do you have permit to be here?" And then I remember Maya Prabhu, he gave me some permit for Los Angeles. But somehow, I couldn't find it actually. I couldn't find it because Maya Prabhu gave me that permit years ago, So I misplaced that permit, of Los Angeles. But I found the, permit that Prabhu got from the, Santa Monica Pier management. So I showed them this permit. And the police officer, she said, "Oh, this permit is for Santa Monica Pier. It's not here. It's not for here." So then I immediately called Prabhu, asked Prabhu to help. And then I hand my phone to the police officer, wanting to talk to Prabhu. He said, "I don't want to talk to your manager. You just put on the speaker." So I turned on the speaker. But because the voice is very low. He can't really, hear what you said, you see. So in that situation, Big Prabhu suggests me, anyway, you just pack up everything and come back to the temple. Big Prabhu will suggest me to pack up all the books and come back to the temple. So I started to pack up. I told the policeman, okay, so because I cannot, give you the permit, so I started to pack up everything. And just as I was packing up all the books in the box, and the police officers told me, hey, wait. We might, let you to continue your service on the side of the road, which is only like 3-4 feet away from the restaurant. Just wait, because he was calling to one of his officers in the office. And to my surprise, he get a confirmation from, his officer in the office. And he personally helped me to move my book table, next to the roads. And said, sir, you please continue your service here. Yeah, you are allowed to stay here. Yeah, as long as you are not, go close to that restaurant, you are allowed to stay here. When I heard like that, oh my God, I was so touched by the, policeman, you see. And immediately I realized, we did really good preaching here in America. Because even the policemen, they understand that we are really doing good for the societies. And then I told the policeman, thank you so much for your support. Yeah, let's work together and make this world a better world. And the policemen start to laugh, Yeah, and that's really made although I didn't, do much more books, but this kind of realization, I can never get by sitting in the temple, We are doing really good preaching work here, in America, We should continue whatever we are doing now. If we can get the support of the government, then we can do really huge preaching here in America, you see. Yeah. So I will just stop here, Are there any questions and comments? Oh, yes, Mataji, please.
Another Sankirtan story. I was walking back from the market yesterday with Mother Pavaka. Can you hear me now? Another Sankirtan story. I was walking back from the market yesterday with Mother Pavaka, and we were in front of the plumbing place, Royorden Plumbing here on Venice. And Mr. Royorden came running out, and he was speaking to Mother Pavaka, and he had met Srila Prabhupada. And he gave her a donation for
that's
the
amazing.
cause. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing, Mataji. Yeah.
What's that?
Any other questions or comments? Maharaj, do you have something to say? Okay. Big Prabhu, do you have something to say? Yeah.
Yesterday, or actually from Shastakrit, okay? So Shastakrit has this preaching center in Atlanta, and he has like a lunchtime program. So some fellow walked in to the place. He had dreadlocks and tattoos all over him and a hood, hoodie. And he goes, he walks right in and he goes, "Hey, I'm Krishna consciousness. What religion are you all?" And it was Shastra there. I guess his wife was there, and maybe one or two other devotees. And they looked at each other and they said, "Well, what's Krishna consciousness?" And the guy said, "It's the original consciousness." And they all looked at each other like, okay. And they said, "Well, how did you become Krishna conscious?" And he said, "Oh, I'm listening to the Srimad Bhagavatam, the narration of the Srimad Bhagavatam on the internet." Amala Bhakti Maharaj, I don't know if you're hearing this, but his narrations are on the internet. So he found the narration of the Srimad Bhagavatam on the internet, and he's been listening to that. And he said, yeah, I'm listening to that. I'm up to the 9th canto.
Wow.
And they said, really? And they said, well, see these books on the shelf here? And he said, yeah. He said, well, that's the Srimad Bhagavatam. And he goes, no way.
Wow.
And he says, yeah. He says, so what are you? He said, we're Krishna conscious. No. And they all started laughing together and everything. And he said, wow, that's amazing. And after laughing for about the disbelief for about 5 minutes, he goes, well, wow, this is great, because he says, I'm about to become free from the modes of material nature. So I got some questions I want to ask, So Shastrika says, okay, please come along to this program on Wednesday night or something like that, But that was amazing.
That's really amazing. Thank you so much for sharing, Prabhu.
Share that with everybody.
Jai. So we will stop here. You have something? Oh, okay. Yes, Manaji.
Okay, it's just a quick one, because yesterday I met some of those people who you distribute books to, and I said, oh, amazing, they had 3 books. I said, amazing, you had these books. And he said, yeah, do you want them? And I said, well, actually, I had them already. They're really amazing. He said, oh, you like them? And I said, yeah, they're very life-changing. You'll learn many interesting things. He said, oh, okay, then I'll read them.
Thank you for sharing. Beautiful story. Okay, we'll stop here. Gantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Shira Prabhupada ki jai. Gaura Bhaktavinda ki jai. Haribo Haribo.